Hi everyone, welcome to today's live IELTS class. I'm Adrian and I am broadcasting this to you live from Budapest, Central Europe, very close to the gorgeous Danube River. All right, today we are looking at IELTS speaking part 3, kicking the week off with some speaking practice. So make sure that when I am saying questions, saying answers, correcting your peers, your fellow students, repeat nice and loud. Hi, Murasa Baraki, sent you a few emails. Hi, Victoria. Hi, Jacqueline. Figueiredo. Sorry, Jacqueline, if I didn't pronounce that right. Hi, Sahil Singh. So many wonderful students joining in. That's great. Make sure you repeat me, okay? Finish my last sentence here. Repeat. Repetition. It's not the greatest way to study, but it is an important part of studying. So you do have to do it. Okay. Hi, Marwa. Sent you an email as well. Hi, Naveen. Good to see you in class. So definitely make sure to repeat me throughout the class, okay? Materials, they do come from our websites, aehelp.com for academic IELTS, which is this website here, blue background. Click that big red button. Do yourself a favor. Join our premium course. Save lots of money and stress by paying a little and not sitting the IELTS 5 times. If you're doing general IELTS, look for the one with the green background. It's gieltshelp.com, generalieltshelp.com. Practice exams, interactive courses, help with speaking, writing, basically a full package deal when you use that software. All right, enough of that sales pitch for you there. You just want to get going, I'm sure. If you have questions, send me emails to Adrian, Adrian, at aehelp.com, at aehelp.com. And I will be happy to help you out to the best of my capacities. IELTS live streaming, usually live streaming is Wednesday through Saturday, 4 days a week. We do academic IELTS on this channel, Academic English Help, from 15 to 16 o'clock Central European Time, CET. If you type CET into Google, it will tell you the time zone difference, okay? For general IELTS, we started doing live streaming. We do it before this class, from 13:30 to 14:30 CET at General IELTS Help channel. Okay, I'll put that here maybe so that students who are studying for General IELTS can also watch us there. I just did a live stream for Task 1 letter writing on that channel. We do save the videos for a while, so you can see them for a while, okay? So General IELTS Live is at General IELTS Help channel, 13:30 to 14:30 CET. Okay, so keep that in mind. There we go. Do that. All right, today speaking part 3. Tomorrow we will do listening strategy and practice. On the 16th, academic reading. 17th, one of our members requested a flow chart. Another member requested a flow chart with company structure, so that's great. I can hit 2 birds with 1 stone for our 2 members there and do an example of a company structure flow chart. Let's get into some IELTS speaking. So you get to your IELTS speaking interview, and you are there 40 minutes early. You are confident. You are calm. You had a good breakfast. You're not hungry. You went to the washroom, so you don't have to go to the washroom, especially if you're nervous. And you are remembering my words that I've told students many times. Close your eyes. Picture grandpa, picture grandma. Hold on to that image. Keep that image. Hi, Jason G. Keep that image in your mind. And when you walk into the room with the examiner, open your eyes and you see your grandfather or your grandmother. Why? Because you feel comfortable with them. Okay? I think many people feel more comfortable with their grandparents than even mom or dad because we're not afraid of grandpa, grandma. They seem to just love us and accept us for everything that we are. They hug us and hold us even in times of trouble or when we do something bad. They protect us, so you feel comfortable. You know that grandma, grandpa, you need to speak loudly to them so they can hear you and pay attention to you. You need to give them good information, good examples, and above all, you have to respect your grandfather and your grandmother, so you're using good, clear, clean language. Okay? All right. So let's get into some warm-up practice. So you go in there and the IELTS examiner will say, welcome to the speaking portion of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. Please take your seat. Repeat after me. Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here. Your examiner might be surprised. Oh, really? That's the first time I heard a student actually say, I'm happy to be here. But it's actually good English, so you can say that. So please take a seat. Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Then the examiner will say, may I see your identification, please? Now, for your identification, you need national ID. So I do believe they will take your driver's license if it's a national ID. In most cases, students present their passports, okay, their passports. So you say, here it is, or here you are. Please take a look. By all means, here it is, okay? All right, and then the examiner will say, those are all good, by the way. Marwa, Naveen, Jason, definitely, here it is. Those are all great, all right? Those are good examples. Marwa, thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here. Absolutely. Or Marwa, you can actually say, thank you very much. I'm excited to be here. Okay, so when the examiner says, maybe even more accurate in the context. So when the examiner says, please take a seat, then the candidate, a very good answer is, thank you. I'm quite excited to be here. Some people might say I'm not overly happy to be here, but certainly you're excited, okay, to be here. All right, and then the examiner will match your name with your passport, and they'll want to ask what you ought to be called. So they will say, what is your full name? What is your full name? Again, repeat me nice and loud, students. I can't hear you, but I'm really imagining that I can hear you. Janabu Chan says, can we have a chit-chat with the examiner? Janabu, absolutely not. The examiner will not have time to chit-chat. Don't chit-chat with the examiner, okay? Sahil Singh says, my name is Sahil Deep Singh. My family name is Sahil Deep. Please call me Singh. Okay, Sahil, always finish with what you want the examiner to call you because they will ask you, and what do you want me to call you? And then you can say, oh, Sahil. So jump that question. It'll also give you more time for the actual speaking. Emiran Sarin says, my full name is Emiran Sarin. You can call me Amir. Okay, that's great. That works. Okay. Sahil, you can address me as Sahil. It's okay. You can address me as is usually from higher to lower position. So the company boss might say you can address me as Sahil to the employer, or sorry, the employee. So to the worker, the employee. So I say, please just call me as more polite. Just my opinion. You might hear different from others, but please address me as, it's not bad, but please call me as better. My full name is Marwa Al-Kabi. You can call me Marwa. Sure, that works. Okay. All right. Kalpana Rijal says, my family name is Rijal. Given name is Kalpana. Please just address me as Kalpana. Sure. Am I Rajal? Okay, there. We'll go with that one. Okay, and then the examiner will want you to feel comfortable. They don't want you to feel nervous. And believe me, students, the examiner is in a difficult position because the examiner doesn't want you to be nervous. But the examiners are trained to be neutral as possible. They're not supposed to influence you by seeming too happy, like, hi, come on in. How are you today? Please have a seat. Ah, yeah, it's great weather out there. I hope you were catching some sunshine on this beautiful day. They're not your friend, okay? They're told not to behave like that, even though that will make you very comfortable, because you'll get too comfortable. They're not supposed to influence, and they're not supposed to be angry or mean either. Not supposed to say, "Hi, yeah, you have a seat over there. Okay, great. Let's get started. What's your name? Okay, good. Now show me your passport." Okay, so they're not supposed to be rude or mean. They're kind of instructed to be neutral. Okay. But they don't want you to be stressed out or nervous. They want you to be calm. All right. So it's up to you to keep that in mind. All right. Now, one way they try to get you to relax is by starting you off with some easy questions that you should be able to answer, even if you're a band 4 student. Okay. And one of those is, I'm glad I'm entertaining some of you. That's fantastic. Have fun with it. Is, do you have any hobbies? Please don't answer no. I don't have any hobbies. I just study and work. That's awkward. It's very difficult for anyone to believe that an adult or a grown teenager does not have hobbies. Okay. I'm sure you have some type of an activity that you like to do. So what's a good answer for that? Again, repeat after me, students. So repeat nice and loud. Do you have any hobbies? Marasa says, yes, I like to do shopping in my spare time. Just yesterday, I went to the city mall with my friend Sarah. Not only did I window shop, but also we tried on a ton of great clothes, some of the latest fashion in late winter. Okay, good. Deep Brar says, of course, I just love listening to music. Not I love to listening to, Deep Brar. I just love listening to music and dancing. These activities refresh my mind and soul. Sounds better. Okay, my body and soul, Deep Brar. Sahil Singh says, yes, I have a lot of hobbies, such as reading books, and I also like to play cricket. Apart from this, I listen to music. Okay, Sahil, that's good. Don't jump around with too many hobbies. Instead, say 1 or 2 and then go into a little bit of details. Like just last Saturday, I had a great game of cricket with friends and scored 15 points. All right. Pradeep says, yes, definitely. I prefer to do various activities during my spare time. Playing football and cricket is an inextricable part of my leisure time. Apart from that, I like reading because it increases my knowledge of the world around me. Very nice, detailed question. Some nice high-level vocabulary in that response. Also, Tahir Ali. Last one for this question, okay? Tahir Ali. And remember, students, repeat me. Yes, I love to swim. I go for swimming twice a week to a nearby pool. I'm going there with my family, I believe is what you wanted to write there. And we really enjoy it. With my kith and kin, I'm not too familiar to hear with that expression. Family, I think, is more natural, but sure. Okay. All right, students. So, yes, I collect coins. Let's put a correlative conjunction in there right away. I collect not only coins, but also stamps. I have been, let's put in a present perfect, avid collector of both since my childhood. I enjoy these hobbies because I learn a lot about cultures and history through these objects. All right, coins and stamps. Truth be told, I do collect coins. I don't collect stamps, although I do have a collection. Very typical type of hobbies. Some of the most typical types of hobbies. It's okay to say sports like swimming or cricket for a hobby. Just make sure that it's a hobby and you're not actually doing them competitively, because then you're really playing a sport and you're not doing it as a hobby. So if you say, yes, I have hobbies, I play on the national cricket team, then the examiner will say, well, that's not really a hobby. They won't say that, but they'll mark that down that it doesn't make sense what you're saying, okay? So a sport is only a hobby if you play it in your leisure time, non-competitive. Repeat after me. Yes, I collect not only coins, but also stamps. I have been an avid collector of both since my childhood. I enjoy these hobbies because I learn a lot about cultures and history through these objects. Okay. Yorsalim, if you have no hobby at all, make it up. Okay, make up a hobby. You gotta have some kind of a hobby: drawing, painting, listening to music, collecting CDs, collecting MP3s, surfing the internet for strange news about aliens. You got to have some kind of a hobby. Rahman Shahal says, hey, my hobby's flying kites. Rahman, you know what? That's actually one of my hobbies as well. I haven't done it in a while, but I have some really cool kites, and I enjoy that hobby. All right. So then you will have some part 1 questions. So the examiner will say, okay, now I'll ask you some more questions on a general topic. Let's talk about numbers. Let's take one more question here. Do you have a favorite number? Okay, give me a good answer for this one, students. Do you have a favorite number? Most of us do. So give me a nice, solid answer. Repeat after me. Do you have a favorite number? Subscribe to my channel if you like my comments. CR7 says, yes, my favorite number is 7 because it's the day I was born and it's my lucky number, and it's even in your YouTube name, so that's great. Fabia Medro says 11. Parth says 0. And look, you got a lot of numbers coming up, but those are not full sentence answers. Marwa says, yes, I do. My favorite number, or yes, I have. Marwa's even better. You're right. My favorite number is 3. Why? Sahil says, my favorite number is 5, and it's also my lucky number. Why? The clear question here is why? Liang Koa says, my favorite number is 7 because I think it is lucky, like for Ronaldo, who is my favorite football player. Sure. Jasveer says, my favorite number is 26 because, and it's also my lucky number because I was born on the 26th of May. Yeah, absolutely. And it's very common for people to have a lucky number or a favorite number, which is their birth date. And that's an easy answer. Don't overcomplicate it. Now, I'm giving you a very fancy answer here, but just showing you that you can be creative, okay? So there are lucky numbers like 7. For me, it's 14. I was born on the 14th. So do you have a favorite number? Yes, I have a number that I like more than any other, and it is the number 14. I was born July 14th and have always liked this number, whether for my sports jersey or as a lucky number for playing the lottery. That's a fancy band 9 level answer. It's very clear using descriptive paraphrasing, right? Favorite number, number that I like more than any other. That is a very fancy phrase to indicate favorite. And then I give some very good examples quickly and naturally. I've always liked this number, whether for my sports jersey or as a lucky number. Notice again the whether or use of correlative conjunctions. Okay, students, so that's great, and we're doing a fantastic job so far. I'm pushing you for these higher level responses because today we're focusing on part 3, and you need to focus on joining your sentences clearly using natural flowing examples and explanations. I've been really encouraging students to use the words like or just or as to give an example. I'm not repeating the question. I am answering it very, very directly in this case. There's absolutely no repetition of my question here. You have to reflect the question, not repeat the question. There's a difference, Haifa. If that's not clear, write me an email. Jason G says, yeah, I do have a favorite number that is 7 because I go to church. It is the resting day of the Lord, so I believe that this is the rest day for him, and it's on Sunday, and it's on the weekends, which is the 7th day of the week. Jason G, that's true in many parts of the world, but you will be surprised to find that Sunday is the first day of the week in many English-speaking countries, such as US, Canada, and I believe the UK as well. It's kind of weird, I know. Takes a bit of getting used to, but believe me, the week and the calendars start Sunday. Sunday is the first day of the week. All right, here we go. So students, let's get into part 3. I want to help you. I want to see some nice responses from you. If I missed your answers so far, don't worry. I will look at different people's answers at different times, okay? So part 3 is connected to part 2. This is after you did a 2-minute speech on a specific topic for the cue card question. Okay, we'll do a different class for that. That's unique. Let's focus on part 3. That's our goal for today. So here, the examiner will say, that is the end of part 2. Please give me back the card with the questions, the note paper, the pencil, and now let's continue with part 3. For part 3, I will ask you questions connected to the topic of part 2. So here we go. Let's talk about helping in the community. And we'll do part 2 at a different time for this. This is a new set of questions. Here we go. What are ways that people can help their community be a better place? All right. You got this question. What should you do? What is the first step? So when the examiner asks you this, what are ways that people can help their community be a better place? Sevji Rabia says people could acquire a recycling bin, not can, Sevgi. It's not a recycling can, it's a recycling bin or a recycling box from your city hall. Okay, cans are usually small. Subscribe to my channel. One example might be when an adult or several adults form to take charge of a community group for young people. Maybe a sports team, club, or other youth-oriented organization. It's a good start, I think you're jumping around in the ideas there. How does that actually help your community? Remember, you're talking to grandpa and grandma, so you need to explain how you really help the community. Before you answer this question, it's important to ask, what would 9 from 10 people say? Okay, so what would be some top level answers for how you can help your community? And keep it simple. Okay, so in my mind, if the examiner asks me this question, I would very quickly think about clean and safe. Okay, I think we can agree that the top level answer to how can people help their community be better, 2 top answers would be, well, make it clean, make it safe. Okay, and then you can have a much more effective answer. Okay, let's see. John PD Joshi says, to make my community like heaven, I could do garbage management. Get a group of neighbors together on weekends to pick up garbage on the streets and the sidewalks and make it very clean. Okay, that's great, but not our community, my community, first person. Okay. Anunjin Bayara says, little things can make big changes in society. Basically, for individuals, just the word which we tell each other would affect positively in community. Anunjin, you're off topic, okay? Don't use the word things. Actions is a better word. So Anunjin, starting with small actions can make big changes in my community. For example, every Saturday, joining with a group of neighbors to collect garbage to make the community clean could really help to improve people's overall mood. So when they go to work in the morning, the streets and the sidewalks don't have garbage on them. So something like that, Anunjin, okay? Be a little bit more specific. Don't be so generalized with this kind of question. Okay, Vicky, Bika, there are a lot of options which can help a community be better, such as taking a leadership position to put garbage into trash bins in every corner of the community. Okay, VK Billa, you're on the right track. Again, be more specific. So, sorry, it is... what are ways that people, so you can be a little bit more general here. My bad on that one. Have to pay attention to the question here. I'll give an answer, okay? Marwa, I really like your answer. I'm going to give something similar here. Here we go. So there are a couple, again, repeat me nice and loud. There are a couple of very important ways for citizens to improve their communities, namely making them clean and safe. And then here, the examiner might say something like, can you expand on that? They might interrupt you. Okay, and then you can continue with, let me just separate this out for you, because I know that this is what they're doing often in part 3. They want to make it conversation style. They interrupt you. Can you expand on that? Can you give me more detail? And then you can say, certainly, people or individuals can organize community watch programs to report suspicious activity and cleanup crews to remove garbage from the streets and sidewalks. In fact, I have both, or I am a member of both of these in my hometown of Victoria. Okay, so again, repeat after me, nice and loud, students. So examiner asks, what are ways that people can help their community be a better place? There are a couple of very important ways for citizens to improve their communities, namely making them clean and safe. Can you expand on that? Certainly. Individuals can organize community watch programs to report suspicious activity and cleanup crews to remove garbage from the streets and sidewalks. In fact, I'm a member of both of these types of organizations in my hometown of Victoria. All right, let's get to the next question, okay? Remember, don't overcomplicate your ideas. So in IELTS, you want your answer topic or your answer idea to be simple, okay? You want to keep your ideas simple. It's your language and your grammar that you want to make nice and complex and colorful and robust and descriptive, okay, with quantitative language as well as qualitative, joining ideas together, okay? All right. Again, students, I emphasize this. Avoid the word things. So when you find yourself writing the word things like Jalpa Nanda, think about a different noun that's better. So Jalpa, we can keep our community clean by using organic materials rather than using plastic. Instead of plastic shopping bags, we can replace them with reusable cotton bags. Okay, Jalpa, it's a good answer. Just use the word materials instead of things. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next question here. Some people feel that probably won't have repetition of words like that. Individuals are less involved with their communities than 20 years ago. Do you agree with this? So again, some people feel that individuals are less involved with their communities than 20 years ago. Do you agree with this statement? All right. That could probably be a task 2 writing question as well, by the way. Now here, the most common answer would be yes. Why? Why do you think that most people would agree with that? And I see Pradeep Padu is already agreeing. He says, yes, I agree. And that's a great way to start. Okay. In this kind of a question, again, choose your easy answers. And there is some really simple logic to this. Subscribe to my channel says, I disagree with this opinion. It is impossible to generalize about how much people help in their communities from one generation to the next. So I don't think we should judge or compare. Okay, that's an outside answer. It's okay, subscribe to my channel. But I'm not sure if that will get you top marks. It'll get you a decent mark. Anu Michael says, yes, I do agree. What I feel is that in the past, people were more dedicated towards community services, and they often found time to serve others. But the new generation is busy with personal achievements. That's good, Anu. Okay, that's good. Mario Espitia says, yes, I think so, because people don't care about situations or other individuals these days as much as they did a couple decades ago. For instance, my dad's friend always helped in hard situations, but nobody cares about that these days. Okay, Mario, I think you're on the right path. I think you can make that answer even better. Abhay Malhotra says, yes, I totally agree with this notion. In today's age, okay, let me try that one more time. Abhay says, yes, I totally agree with this notion. Today's age is one of workaholism and social media, whereby people do not get much time to engage face-to-face with their neighbors and people in their community. Abhay, very good. You're absolutely on the right track, and I think you have chosen the answer that many others would think of, where people are disconnected these days because of their economic pressures and social media. So workaholic, economic pressures, and social media. Okay. I can't read Russian or Ukrainian, so I don't know who that is, but the comment is, no, I disagree with this statement. In my city, there are a lot of young people who want to make our communities better. For example, my friends and me, we help old people with their routine activities. All right, good. It's a good answer. You can disagree and give that answer. Just make sure that it's clear and you can explain it. All right, students. Again, if I missed your comment, don't worry. I'll get to different people at different times. I usually catch our members a little bit more because they appear in green, so my eye is drawn to it, and because they're members, so they support us. All right, how can governments... all right, here we go. So let me answer. So I think most people here would say yes, they agree with this, and it's because of economic pressure, busy schedules. And technology. Okay, so we are living, don't forget students, we are living in the information age and the age of technology. So a lot of reasoning for our behaviors, so why we behave a certain way in society, or why we have certain social norms or social phenomena, is resulting from our adaptations with and to modern technology, right? So cell phones. Why don't we talk to our neighbor who's 20 feet away? Because I can engage with my friend in social media just the same, even if they're on the other side of the world, okay? So that will keep us somewhat isolated in our communities, all right? Sahil, don't worry, keep it up. I'll read your next question, okay? So think of technology. And the other aspect that influences our lives a lot, and it's very useful to keep in mind when you're in IELTS Part 3 to get those higher scores, is economic pressure. A lot of people say that the time of physical war is really coming to an end. It's a dying dinosaur to go and actually shoot rockets and guns at each other. But the world is much more involved now in economic battles, okay, in small, micro and macro scale. So it has a huge impact on our decisions, on our communities, both local and global. So those are good to keep in mind for answering, okay? Yes, I most certainly agree with the idea that people these days have become less connected to their physical communities, and as a result contribute less. Now here again, the IELTS examiner will say, can you tell me more about this? They might interrupt you. Can you tell me more about this, or what do you mean? Or why is that? Well, I believe that the main reason for this is technology, especially communications media, which allow people to be in touch with friends and family who do not live in close proximity. Unlike 20 years ago or before, where people's neighbors were usually their friends and their family, because they could not keep in touch with those who lived far away. It's a bit of a lengthy answer, but a very clear answer. All right, so bear with me. And hopefully you understand the picture that I'm painting with my answer, okay? So we live different lifestyle these days. We live all over the world. We live in global communities. 20 years ago or before, we used to live in the same neighborhoods as our families and friends. Why? Well, we could use the phone and snail mail, sending a letter, but that wasn't very effective. Now, through the use of Skype, WhatsApp, the internet, and much faster transportation, planes, roads, railways, we don't live as close anymore, but yet we can keep in touch. So repeat after me. Some people feel that individuals are less involved with their communities than 20 years ago. Do you agree with this statement? Yes, I most definitely agree with the idea that people these days have become less connected to their physical communities and as a result contribute less. Why do you think this? Well, I believe that the main reason for this is technology, especially communications media, which allow people to be in touch with friends and family who do not live in close proximity. Unlike 20 years ago or before, where people's neighbors were usually their friends and their family, because they could not keep in touch with those who lived far away, okay? And it was different traditions, all right? Okay, let's keep going, students. So here, again, make sure you're repeating me nice and loud. I know it's an intense class to kick off the start of the week. There might be lots of new words for you, like proximity, but make sure that you're pushing forward and repeating me anyway. Proximity means distance from, okay? The distance from, all right? Okay, so here we go. Yes, don't worry, I'm reading your comments as well. So greetings back to you in Nepal. Subscribe my channel. One more question for this set. How can governments motivate citizens to be more helpful in their communities? Okay, so often you can get a question in IELTS speaking, part 3. Or 2, it's asking you about the government, okay? Something to do with the government. Why? Because the government is a large part of our life, our society, okay? It's the people we elect or choose to lead us, to guide us, to create rules for us. Sahil says, well, government can make help for technology. For instance, they can make TV or internet advertisements to encourage youngsters in the country to help their community. Sahil, that is a beautiful answer. Quick thinking, advertising. Governments control media, control the propaganda of the news, so they can use that to encourage people to study and learn about how to help their community. Absolutely, Sahil. Absolutely. It's a great answer, okay? And governments do that. So when you get a question like this, you can think about, well, what does the government do today? And you can probably think of a few TV ads where the government says, hey, join your community watch program to keep your community safe. If you see any suspicious activity, report it to this telephone number. Okay? So, Sahil, I'm not sure if you thought about that, but that's great. Rashni Kunte says, yes, governments can help motivate society through giving the rating to the best society working. Not only will it be a rudimentary part of society, but individuals can take part in it. Okay, Rashni, your sentences are a little bit confusing, but I understand what you're trying to say. You're trying to say create a competition or a contest. That's very smart. Yeah, the cleanest community in the city will get government support for a new park for children. Absolutely. So people are competitive. If the government makes a contest for the community to show that it is the absolute cleanest in the city, it's smart. Just keep your idea more clear, Rashni. Yes, governments can help motivate society through competition, a rating system whereby the cleanest community receives an award. Not only can this become an everyday part of the society, but individuals may enjoy taking part in it. Rashni, that would be my corrected answer. Okay. All right, let's keep going here. Juan Esteban Betancourt Hurtado says governments could have educational programs in the neighborhood in order to teach citizens how to be more helpful and active in their specific communities, such as organizing cleanup crews, which I had just mentioned previously. Juan, very good. Nice sentence, good structure, good use of subordinating conjunctions. Nice flow. I really like it. And then to bump your IELTS band score even a little bit higher, connected to one of what we just said. I don't know if you were here before, but here in this question, that was the first one for part 3. Individuals can organize community watch programs to report suspicious activity and cleanup crews to remove garbage. Okay? So with your answer, we can make connections from that question to this question. Students, if you are able to connect among your responses, that is one great strategy to improve your IELTS band score. So make those connections, okay? Let's take that answer from Juan and then make that connection. And again, that's a simple, elegant answer, but complex, okay? One way for governments to encourage its citizens to be better contributors in their communities is through education programs and workshops. Specifically, as I had mentioned previously, such programs could include lessons on safe and effective garbage management and disposal, right? So don't run around your community picking up garbage and needles and things from the ground with your hands. Here, the government, will supply you with these special gloves and these bags. You just have to pick them up at the office here to safely dispose of garbage in your community. Okay, good. So that was a good idea. Thank you for that. Repeat after me. Nice and loud, students. Repeat after me. How can governments motivate citizens to be more helpful in their communities? One way for governments to encourage its citizens to be better contributors in their communities is through education programs and workshops. Specifically, as I had mentioned previously, such programs could include lessons on safe and effective garbage management and disposal. Okay, great. Some excellent answers there, students. Really good interaction. Really great use of your vocabulary, and I'm really pleased to see that many students are picking up what I'm putting down in this and in previous lessons, using colorful, complex language with good conjunctions, speaking directly to the questions. It's very good. All right, I'll take one more answer. Man Ranwana says, authorities should organize motivational seminars for people of all ages in every city, and these sessions should include knowledge about how to keep society clean and safe, as I had mentioned previously. Absolutely. Okay. Yes, Jason G, you can give examples, just roll them in with your answers. So I'm now encouraging students to avoid using the phrase for instance or for example, because I've heard from many students that IELTS examiners that they've had didn't like the for example or for instance, to just jump to the next question. So just roll it in, okay? Just roll it in with your next answer. All right, students, now if you are doing well in your IELTS speaking part 3, then your examiner will continue with some more questions like this here. Let's talk about charities. Charity, of course, is where you give a donation. You give some money for a cause, such as keeping society clean or helping animals or helping people who are sick or elderly or children, orphans. Okay, there are lots of different types of charities. Remember, these 3 questions will all be related to this topic of charities. Okay? And the questions are, many people give lots of money to charities. Is this always good? What are some different kinds of charities and how do they help society? Will there be new kinds of charities in the future that do not exist today? All right, students, so these 3 questions, what I challenge you to do is later today or tomorrow, look at these questions again. On your phone, answer them with some good sentences, okay? We did some speaking practice here. You used your fingers to write into the chat. On a serious note, though, record your answer to these 3 questions on your phone. Send them to me by email. Send me the MP3 file, and I will get you back with an email that gives you an approximate band score for your speaking. Okay, I'll let you know what approximately you would get for your band score when I can actually hear you. Read the question, give your answer on the phone, record it, send it to me by email. My email is Adrian@aehelp.com, Adrian@aehelp.com. Do that homework. It's great practice. Feedback is very, very important. Again, students, for lots of IELTS help and to really improve your IELTS band scores, join us, aehelp.com for academic IELTS, gieltshelp.com for general IELTS. Our general IELTS website, green background, click that big red button, do yourself a favor. If you're doing academic IELTS, go to aehelp.com. We separate the two because it makes sense. Click that red button, the join now, do yourself a favor. Everybody who uses our websites is happy. I should say almost everybody. Maybe 1 out of 1,000 people don't like it, but hey, can't make them all happy. All right, so that's it for me for today. Tomorrow, listening strategy and practice. Thank you so much to all of our viewers. Thank you, members, for supporting us, for making this available to other viewers as well. Keep up the good studies, everyone. It's a great start to the week of live IELTS streaming. Make sure to join us tomorrow, same time, same channel. Much love to all of you. Bye for now.